bright, shiny objects. You know, if you're talking about that's okay, right? About the bright, shiny objects in your business. And you know, it's the programs, the courses, technology tools that you're paying for. And all these things, as much as they're supposed to help your business, they might be actually growing your business. And today on Make It Click, I have as my guest Consuela. Consuela is a leadership strengths coach. And Consuela, I want you to by telling us, now I just mentioned a little bit of what it is. Can you tell our audience, you're the what shiny object syndrome is?
Right. Shiny object syndrome. And this, is a playoff when we're children and we want that shiny new toy and we want that shiny new thing. But for business owners, and specifically business owners, this is when you are chasing after every shiny new thing that comes in your way, every distraction, not necessarily everyone, but when you get going and you want to really get focused on something, and then you have this new training you want to take or this new software that you have to get and then learn. And every time you're doing that, it's slowing you down. And if it becomes too much that it's in the way and it's hindering your business, that can be shiny object syndrome.
But, we need to learn things. We all start out with something that we're really good at. And so we have to learn business. We have to learn marketing and whatnot. How can that be hurting us if we're learning these things?
Well, what can happen is it's almost like an addiction for us. So somebody had said that small business owners are adrenaline junkies. And we don't all like heights and small places, right? And so we get our rush by chasing this new thing. Now, it may be something that could help us, and maybe we do need to learn it. But there's always a point where it tips over and it's actually getting in our way. If you're on a path towards your goal and you decide, oh, I'm going to do this, training, or maybe you have an idea for your business that could be another offshoot or another thing to do, and that takes your energy, your time, and your money away from the goal that you originally set for. That's when it becomes too much of a problem. And finding that balance is what we have to do as small business owners. A lot of times, this is the thing that keeps small business owners from being successful.
Now, you said about the time and the money thing. Well, what about those free offers? But it's not costing me anything. Isn't that good? I'm learning this. So
it can be. Again, it depends. What is your goal? What is your goal for the year? I'm not necessarily big on goals, but I am having that overarching goal for your year and not changing it, right? And so if that learning is something that you absolutely need, if getting that is going to help you achieve your goal, go after it. If it's something that would be cool and it would be an awesome tool to add to your toolbox, but it's not going to help you achieve your goal, maybe not jump after it right away, even when it's free. Because, just to say, even if it's free, you have to take time. You have to take time to learn it, and you have to take time to implement it, or what was the point of it in the first place? So that is still your resources and your energy being spent on something that's not helping you achieve your main goal.
Yeah. Just because it doesn't cost me doesn't mean it's still free. Like you say, it's the time that it takes to learn it and then implement it.
Kind of like the argument, when I would try to tell my dad when we were just young, like, but they said the puppies are free, right? I still didn't get a puppy just because they were free, right? Because the parent knew what I didn't know is that we're going to have to feed the puppy every day, and we're going to have to exercise them and take them to the vet and all the other things that come with that free.
So you said you gave us a little bit of insight on looking at, does this me achieve my goal? Is there anything more specific you can help us to understand of how to know when to stop, when to, maybe is where I'm going with this, of how to know when you need to let go of something? Is there anything?
Well, a couple of ways that we can look at this. One, because having shiny object syndrome is almost like a badge that we wear as small business owners, right? Because it is what makes us so amazing. We have an idea, we've got that high initiative, we've got high motivation, and of course a touch of impulsivity. So we go after it and we take the risk on our idea. And so that's really what makes us entrepreneurs. But again, when it tips over, when it's a way of procrastinating or keeping you from actually moving towards your success, that's when it gets in the way. So one thing we want to look at, and how do we decide that? How do we decide if it's bad? How successful are you? And when I talk about goal setting, so first I always start with strengths. I'm a strengths coach and total nerd about strengths. So start with the strengths. We want to understand what you do best. The reason I say that, we want to celebrate your gifts and what you're able to do until you can engage your strengths, until you can really own your confidence with them. And when you do, then you're not going to be running after every training or every miracle that someone's offering, right? But then it's the planning and planning that goal. So when I'm saying planning the goal, you're going to have a bunch of things that you want to do. You might have done a vision board, right? Where you do, all the things you want to achieve, but you really need to have what I call it your gig, your ginormous impact goal for the year. What is that overarching goal? The main thing that you want to do for this year. And then with that comes evaluation. And this is a really important part to help you figure out what things that you should go after and what not. And that is evaluating each idea you have. So if you think you need this training, or you think you need this certification, or this new technology, or whatever it is that you think you're chasing after, you have to evaluate that idea against, will it help you achieve that gig and that impact goal for the year that you've set? And that is where we have to start. Now, when I say evaluate the idea, I've created a simple tool that really helped me. Like I really struggled with this, y'all. Like I have futuristic as far as strengths at number 3, which is my idea generating machine, right? I have ideas in my sleep for business, right? And then I have positivity at number 4, which tells me all my ideas are brilliant and they're going to work perfectly. But then I have activator at 5, which is my impulse, like go, go, go. And then at the bottom of my strengths, I have discipline, focus, and consistency all at the bottom. So that combination just made it really easy for me to be swallowed up by shiny object syndrome. And after I spent oodles and oodles of money and still wasn't getting the results, I knew I had to do something. And that's where this tool comes in. What would I tell my clients, right? Take a step back. What are the results that you need? What are the strengths you have? And how do you use your strengths to get to the results you want? From this came my impact board. And this is where we sort and store our ideas. So let's say you have this brilliant idea. You want to take this training, or you want to get this certification. This just happened to me this year in February. This certification would be an amazing add to what I'm able to do as a coach. And I'm in this training. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to get certified on this. But after the training, I put it through my idea test and I said, oh, wait, while it would be amazing and I would love to have the certification, it doesn't help me achieve my gig. And so I sorted it into distraction, and that's where it's stored. So I have 2 areas, action and distraction. If taking action will help you achieve your gig, you put it there. If it's really amazing and brilliant, but it's not going to, it becomes a distraction. And then from there, we're really going to finish up the process with everybody's favorite, accountability. No, it's not everybody's favorite, right? Accountability. But we want to have accountability either with a partner, a coach, or even a group to help you stay on the path. But then because it can be boring, we have to bring in rewards. And that's the thing I knew I needed for me to overcome not having focus in my top, not having consistency, not having discipline. So the reward is a reward system that you create for yourself when what you know you need to keep you motivated to stay on the path. Because what we want to do is make sure that it's more fun and exciting to stay on the path towards your goal than to chase that shiny new thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a lot to give you, Christine, but that is really, and the reward system by each individual, what you have to know what you need, how often. For me, it's daily. Like what did I do today that helped me towards my gig? And then I give myself a reward of some kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everybody would be different in that. And that's where the reward system makes it fun, makes it more fun to stay chasing our goal, because the ultimate reward is achieving our gig. But we all know that's going to take a minute. So we have to have something in the meantime.
That's neat. Thank you for that. I like how you started out. Oh my goodness, wow, what a place to, who thinks about that? Yeah, so great tips, Consuela. Thank you so much for that. So do you have anything that you would like to share?
Yeah. So again, when you're trying to figure out, do I have shiny object syndrome? Or maybe you're like, yeah, I've got shiny object syndrome, but how bad is it? Do I have a case that's worth, that it's in the way? And so I have a quiz, shinyquiz.com. And I know Christine's going to add the link for y'all. But if you go out there, you take the simple, fun 2-minute quiz, and it'll tell you, do you have a mild case or moderate or strong or maybe severe like I had? And then you'll get a guide, 10 simple techniques to defeat shiny object syndrome for entrepreneurs. And that is really encapsulating what we want to do to help defeat that shiny object syndrome.
Thank you so much for being my guest today, Consuela.